Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring Srimad Bhagavad Gita, commentaries by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. We are currently on chapter number 14, and today we are starting from Shloka number 10. Lord Krishna continues to guide his favorite disciple Arjuna. Rajastamashcha bhuya sattvam bhavati bharata. Rajah sattvam tamaschaiva tamah sattvam rajastatha. O Bharata, sattva advances by overpowering rajas and tamas. Rajas prevails by overpowering sattva and tamas. And similarly, tamas predominates by overcoming rajas and sattva. As you know, these three modes of nature or gunas are prevalent in everything, in us, in the food we eat, in our temperaments, and this is what creates our karma also. So the three types of um, these karmas or gunas are sattva being purity, rajas being activity, and tamas being inertia. So therefore, here God is explaining it is the divine law that when one is up, the other two are down. For example, right now we are in sattva. We are chanting Bhagavad Gita, highly inspirational scripture, and you are listening with devoted attention. So as we are high in sattva, the worldly thoughts and the um, thoughts of inertia are down automatically. And then when we start getting caught in the world, we start doing worldly things, then sattva and tamas go down. And when we sleep, then tamas is high and rajas and sattva are both down. So this is the meaning of this shloka, that God is saying always be mindful. So if we know which sattva, which guna is under operation, we can consciously change it also. But it's a subtle art, it takes some practice, but for advanced aspirants it becomes spontaneous. Moving on to next shloka, number 11. Sarvadvareshu dehe asmin prakasha upajayate jnanam yada tada vidyat dvivriddham sattva. When the light of knowledge shines through every gate or sense of the body, it should be known that sattva is advancing. So this is how God is explaining how should we know which guna is operating. How compassionate of God. When he explains something, he gives us the reasoning behind it, and also how to know what state we are in. So like a divine compassionate mother, he's guiding us through these things. And when sattva is high, obviously you feel a sense of purity, divinity, cleanliness, and it looks like light is entering through all the five senses of sight, sound, touch, smell, taste. Therefore, to increase sattva, after we have taken a fresh hot shower, if we sit in a meditation for some time with the incense that gives us the sattvic smell, then and ring the bell or cymbals, or chant a bhajan, light a candle for our sight, and all these senses can be channeled towards sattva, and that brings us into that mode of sattva mode. So here Lord is also explaining that you will know by the sense of the lightness you will feel, the comfort and joyfulness that will come through sattva. Moving on to shloka number 12. Lobah pravrittirarambah karmanam spriha rajasyetani jayante Vivriddhe Bharata Arshava. O best of the Bharatas, Arjuna, when Rajas is predominant, there arises greed, activity, undertaking of actions, restlessness, and longing. So, very simple. We can relate to these things as we start getting worldly. We should be, if you have these thoughts, know that you are in rajas. Thoughts of the world, thoughts of name and fame, money, greed, and then lots of actions, doing things, and then lot of fidgetiness, restlessness, longing. I wish I had this, I wish I had that. All those things create rajas activity. And the third guna, finally tamas, shloka number 13, God says, aprakasho apravrittischa pramado moha aivacha तमस्येतानि जायन्ते विद्रदे द्वे कुरु नंदन. O descendant of Kunti, O Arjuna, when tamas predominates, there arise non discrimination, inactivity, heedlessness, and more delusion. So, when we are in that tamasic mode of inertia, we tend to procrastinate, become lazy, and our faculty of thinking grows weak. We cannot make good decisions, and inactivity, we want to just keep lying down, etc. And then we get deluded. We look at wrong things and think of them as right. So that is why sages and saints say that we should be in sattva as much as possible. Some tamas is needed, of course. When we are tired, we want to sleep. That is that state of tamas also. So, when we are trying to harmonize these three gunas, that is the ideal way to benefit from them. Worldly activities, when you do karma yoga, that is also rajasic, but you have built sattva into it by doing physical actions for the good of others, for helping others. So, that way we can be in all these gunas and still benefit. This is what sages and saints do. When they are in tamas, they are sleeping. When they are in rajas, they are doing satsang or writing books or sharing knowledge with others. And when they are in sattva, they are meditating or singing the divine glories, doing bhajans or kirtan or something that takes us into that state. And then they transcend. They also have the fourth state known as turiya, but which is transcending time and space. But for most people, most worldly people, just staying in sattva is itself a very rewarding experience. Moving on to shloka number 14, God says, Yada sattve pravradhvetu pralayam yati dehabhrita tadottama vedam lokan malan pratipadyate. If the embodied one dies during the predominance of sattva, he rises to the taintless heavenly world attained by men of noble deeds. So, here Lord is reiterating the importance of last thought during our departure. So, therefore, in Sanatana Dharma, it is highly recommended that we then, when the body is about to depart, the breath is about to leave the body, then don't discuss worldly things. That is the time for total peace of the soul, total for the exit. Put a Bhagavad Gita, a mala, some tulsi leaves if you are in that, or just hold the hand of the departing soul and chant whatever Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hanuman, or whatever Ishta Devata or God you believe in. And in that thought, while the person is in sattva, when he departs, as Lord Krishna has clearly said, he reaches heavenly world, which is a world of great conveniences and comforts and very nice benefits. But that is heavenly world is not liberation. Please understand. Important to note that that is a very high comfortable state, like living in a seven-star hotel. When you go for your vacations, you get all the luxuries, but ultimately you come back to your home. So this is that state where the soul gets to enjoy lots of these divine benefits. But state of liberation, mukti, is much higher than that, and for that, the people, the devotees, the aspirants have to do much higher work. But initially, even this state is not easily attained. The state of sattva, when somebody is thinking and they depart like that, that's also a very high state. Shloka number 15. God continues, Rajasi pralayam gatva karma sangishu jayate tatha pralinastamasi muda yonishu jayate. Then God says, if one dies during the predominance of rajas or activity, he is reborn in a family of those who are attached to action. Similarly, if one dies during the rise of tamas, he is born on the wombs of deluded animals, etc. So, therefore, um, these are the three states. The state of rajas, meaning because you wanted wealth, because you wanted name and fame, and you passed away, nature provides it to you. In your next birth, you are born in that kind of environment, and also your natural tendency is towards name, fame, wealth, money, and you are constantly doing things to attain those. And spirituality does not attract you so much because that is your predominant guna. And tamas is when we are deluded, or we have been drinking too much, then we die in that state. So that's a state of delusion. Therefore, it takes us in the lower embodiments also. So very deep shlokas that if we introspect, are give us lot of wisdom, and they give us enough to attain enlightenment in this very life. But we have to do the hard work, we have to do the tapasya. Shloka number 16. Karmanah sukritasyahuः satvikam nirmalam phalam rajastu phalam dukkham ajnanam tamasah phalam. So now God is saying, what are the fruits of these three actions? The wise say that the fruit of virtuous action is sattvic and pure. So if we do some good deed, the action will also be good. You do good to others, good will come back to you in whatever shape or form. That's the law. Every action creates a reaction. So good will beget good, and bad will earn bad. So therefore, we are taught to do good things, compassionate things, kind things, loving things, but not because we should get them back, but because simply that's the nature. However, the fruits cannot be discarded, they will indeed come. And that's where God is also explaining that when we are in sattva, the fruit is pure and sattvic. The fruit of rajas is pain. I know nobody likes pain, but the more action we do, the more things we go after, the more pain we encounter with this law, with the law of rajas. Because desires are endless, and one desire begets another and another and another, and it's like putting butter on fire. So it keeps on burning more and does not give you comfort. While the fruit of tamas is ignorance. So God is clearly explaining, when we are in that mood of inertia, we are in a state of ignorance. So with this, we conclude this satsang for today. I will see you in tomorrow's satsang, and we will start from shloka number 17. So those of you who are listening to it regularly, I'm sure you are able to appreciate the wisdom of Lord Krishna. And if you even look at your own evolution, your own growth through these shlokas, through these teachings, you may even feel that you are gradually unfolding one petal at a time in a beautiful way, and that your journey is becoming more pleasant. So with this, we conclude our satsang. Hari Om Tat Sat.